We're going to start doing the front end on this thing. Got to put a front tire on it, and front end's crooked. If you're looking down it, sitting on the bike, it's got a tweak to the front end. A lot of times what you can do is if you loosen everything up on here, it'll spring back into position. In other words, you loosen up the front axle, loosen up the fender, loosen up your triple clamp bolts down here, pinch bolts, and loosen your top yoke nut up here. And a lot of times it'll spring back into position. I don't think the fork tubes are bent on this thing. They could be, but I don't think they are. They don't look like it. We're going to find out though, because getting ready to take front end off. We're going to do the replacing the gators and the springs and the fork seals, putting the front tire on, checking out the front wheel bearings, which feel all right. We already trued the front rim. As true as we're going to get it anyway. Let's pop this front end off of here, or start to anyway. You see how far over that goes right there? Shouldn't go that far, so we're going to have to weld up the stop down here because it's pretty mangled. I'll end up grinding this one off and probably welding a new, or we're going to see once I get everything off there how far we need to go. Might just be able to weld the stop up there. They're pretty mangled. And check out the bottom triple here. I did get another set of triple trees for it. I wasn't going to, but you know, they were cheap enough. It's like $20 with shipping on eBay there. Let's pull this thing apart. We'll clean that front rim up too while we got it off, as far as some of the rust on it. Already took the cotter pin out. Thing's tight, man. Can't believe that thing's that tight. All right, let's see if we can get this thing off here now. It's still not moving at all. Cotter pin's out. So we're going to throw a little impact to it, see if we can get it off. Okay. Just took a little ooga dooga there. Threads don't appear to be bunged up. I think we might have had a little corrosion on it there. So a little gear there for the speedo drive. Get that out and clean it up. Throw some steel wool on it. See what we got. We'll go ahead and pop these drains out here and see if we actually have any fork oil in this thing or not. I'm doubting there's any left in here after so long, but let's see if we got anything out of here. Got kind of distracted here for the past couple of weeks, trying to get taxes done and building started and other construction projects, and changed medications, and that always screws me up whenever I change medications for a while. So, and I was waiting on some parts for some other stuff. Let's see what we got here. Oh, well, that's not good. Had plenty of water in there. A lot of water came out of there just now. So, and very little oil. Let's see what we got in this right one here. And we got water and a little bit of oil. So hopefully the forks are okay down inside of there. We'll see. Smells absolutely yummy. Look at that. So what we worry about here is where the seals have been sitting. That because the gators were broken and this thing doesn't have any dust covers on it, it's just got seals. So we know that the seals were leaking pretty good. I mean, we could see it up here, but evidently they've been leaking water. Water's been seeping into the forks there. So hopefully the internals are all right. We're going to find out soon what's going on here. Let the water drain out of there. I would say oil, but the right one, it had no oil in it whatsoever. It was all water. The left one did have a little bit of oil in it, mixed with a whole lot of water. You know, you get into these things and it starts adding up, everything you do to them, because you want to do them right the first time. We're going tomorrow to do the contract on the building for over there for the big shop. Not big, big enough, big for me. And we'll see how that goes. I did find a friend of mine's got one of these in his collection. That's I think his is 70 though, CB100. Looks almost identical to this, except this is really nice. Of course, he's got 48 bikes though, with all different makes and models and variety. A lot of stuff starting. I think his newest bike was 1915, or oldest bike was 1915, 1911, 1909, somewhere in there, all the way up to, at one time his newest bike was a 73, which was a 73 Super Glide. Still has that. And whole bunch of Harley stuff, whole bunch of Indian stuff, some Japanese stuff, some British stuff, and a Nimbus. I don't know what year the Nimbus was, but it's got one of those. Of course, he started buying a lot of these bikes really long time ago when they were dirt cheap. You know, when you could go to a swap meet and buy a WLA for complete basket case for $200 or $300, $400, whatever. And even before then, they were cheaper than that. Nobody really wanted them. And for whatever reason, the British stuff just never seemed like it brought much money unless it was some special model. Your everyday run of the mill stuff just wasn't worth much. You know, the BSAs and Nortons seemed to hold their value better than anything else, than the Triumphs or the BSAs or any of the other Ariels or whatever else. AJS, Matchless. Neat bikes, you know, really neat bikes, just never brought much money. I had a guy contact me one time when I lived in Frederick there that regular customer, he had bought a gas station, one of them old gas stations there in the middle of town, 1930s, 20s, 30s, 40s gas station, three or four bays, old gas station. He wanted me to come over, and first he started off, he wanted to know if I was interested in the British bikes. I'm like, yeah, maybe. So I go over there at lunchtime, go out to lunch, and then go over to this place that he's buying, which is boarded up and locked up. And I forget, he wasn't turning it back into a gas station. He was turning it into something. I don't know. Some kind of venue, like a music venue or bar or whatever he was turning it into. But goes and you couldn't see inside the garage portion. So opens it up, and it's absolutely slammed full of bikes. No walking room whatsoever in there. It's all bikes. There's probably 40, 50 bikes in there with a lot of parts too. All British. Wants to know if I want to buy them. I was like, man, I might buy a couple of them. I'm not buying everything in here, though. I ain't got any room for it. So, had TR6s, Bonnevilles, BSA A10s, both pre-unit and unit construction. A few Nortons in there. A lot of like Vectors, 441 Vectors, and other stuff. A couple of B50 MXs, which are neat bikes. It's the big 500 single. But yeah. Anyway, let's see if we can't get these forks off of here.